And to the west of the continent, violence is rising in Ivory Coast between supporters of rival presidential administrations. A gang of armed men fired on security forces at a roadblock, killing at least 4 people on Tuesday. It is unclear if those killed were supporters of incumbent President Laurent Gbagbo or President-elect Alassane Ouattara.
The U.S.-based Human Rights Watch says a 3-month campaign of organized violence by forces loyal to incumbent President Gbagbo may constitute war crimes. The crimes include rape and executions. Human Rights Watch says pro-Gbagbo forces are now targeting immigrants with beatings and burning them alive. The group also says supporters of Mr. Ouattara have attacked proponents of Mr. Gbagbo. Now, joining us from Abidjan for the latest on the tense situation is VOA correspondent Peter Clottey. Thank you for joining us, Peter.
Thank you very much, Ndimyake.
What confirmation can you offer us about these reports of increased violence, and who are the accused perpetrators? There seems to be confusion about that too.
Well, Ndimyake, what I saw on the ground, to be honest with you, is that 2 minutes after I had left the supermarket where these 4 men were gunned down, we heard gunshots, and later on we were informed that 4 young patriots, and those young patriots support incumbent President Laurent Gbagbo, and they were gunned down. Now, the military or the soldiers went out and investigated, arrested some rebels, and these rebels allegedly killed these 4 people. So when I was going back to my hotel, we were stopped by the soldiers. They searched my bags, searched the car that I was riding in, made all of us to get down to search us whether we had weapons or not. So we escaped that by just a hair's breadth, if I might put it that way. What is happening is a tense situation. The population is scared because the rebels come out, fire on them, and then disappear among the population or the people. So it becomes increasingly difficult for the authorities or for the military or the police to know who to fight or who to stop from committing such atrocities.
Now, Peter, I just want to jump in there. Obviously, there are efforts to try to bring this violence to a halt. Yesterday, Mr. Ouattara extended an invitation to Mr. Gbagbo to form a national unity government. What are we hearing from Mr. Gbagbo's side about that offer?
Well, I spoke to quite a number of people, both in the population and some officials from the Gbagbo camp, after Mr. Alassane Ouattara decided to extend the olive branch. They are saying that President Gbagbo at any moment from now is going to make a reaction or a declaration to the recent AU declaration that although it supports Ouattara, Ouattara needs to be empowered by the Constitutional Council. So most Ivorians in the capital that I spoke to seem to be waiting for the declaration of President Laurent Gbagbo, incumbent President Laurent Gbagbo, to give the reaction. But indications that I heard from supporters of President Gbagbo seem to suggest that that will not happen, that members of his government will join Mr. Ouattara's government to form a unity government. That will not happen.
Now, Peter, also, of course, we all know that recently the AU, I guess, backed the decisions earlier made by the UN, the US, and the EU to back Mr. Ouattara as the legitimate leader of Ivory Coast. We know that, of course, that recognition was rejected by Mr. Gbagbo. I'm curious about what the Ivorians are thinking about all these decisions that are being made for them.
Well, I went around since I got in yesterday to talk to ordinary people in the streets. And it was categorical that they do not like what the international community is doing, because they told me that this is an Ivorian problem that needs to be addressed by Ivorians to resolve the crisis. And one of them actually told me that there is need for both of these two leaders to sit down face to face and discuss how to resolve this problem. And I asked them, what if the time has passed already? But the answer is unknown at the moment. But people are worried that the crisis is still ongoing. The rebels are still firing on the population, and they are saying that it's imperative that this violence stops so that people can get back to their normal lives. so
Peter.
that the crisis can be resolved between the two rivals.
Right. Now, Peter, I'm going to have to stop you.
The international community really doesn't know what is happening on the ground, so Ivorians should be left to resolve their own crisis.
Well, thank you so much, Peter. We'll be hearing from you again, soon, I'm sure. Take care.